Hello and welcome to Junior Achievement's virtual speaker series. Today, our guest is Alfredo Aguirre. Alfredo is a certified financial planner for the last 20 years, I believe, and is also on the board of Junior Achievement for the last 7 years. So welcome, Alfredo. How are you today?
How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Well, I know you have lots of great information regarding our finances and our future. I think the key to remember is, especially as we're in this pandemic, our students are looking for any information, our high school students and our middle school students, as to guide them to understand what's happening right now and how they can save for the future. So my first question, and I know it's a very, very fast question and it covers an awful lot of information, but you're a financial planner. So you talk about people investing in the future and retirement plans. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. And I just wish somebody would have talked to me about this when I was younger, because I didn't find out about any of this stuff until I was in my late 20s. And what a retirement plan does, it allows you to plan for your future. And we'll go into it a little bit later, but I call it a freedom plan because it allows you the freedom to do a lot of different things, including career changes or quit early or whatever it is like to do. So what a retirement plan does, you put the money in and it grows tax deferred. What does that mean? That you don't pay taxes on the money until you take it out much later. Or there are also some plans that where you can put the money in and it grows tax free. And taxes could be a big deal. You take $10 out, the government could take, $4 out of, every cent that you put in. So when you look at it, let's say you made $100,000, just to keep the numbers simple, and you put $10,000 into a retirement plan, you're going to get taxed as if you made $90,000, not $100,000. So that's an instant $2,000 in savings in your pocket. Now, as it grows over time, we have seen that these retirement accounts grow about 20% more than the other ones because of the tax deferral over time. So you're going to hear words when you graduate and when you go into the workforce, things like 401k, 403b, SEP, SEP, simple plans, profit sharings, IRAs, Roth IRAs. Those are all retirement plans that your employer or that you can set up for yourself if you're self-employed or for your own household that you can put the money in growing tax deferred. Now, when you put money away for retirement, you say, well, that's great. Now, where does that money go and what do I do with it? So typically you put it into investment vehicles. Investment is something you can put the money in and grow, so get some kind of return, some positive return. Stocks are one of them. What is a stock? A stock is actually when you own a piece of a company. So if you own Disney stock, you would actually own a piece of Disney. And bonds is when you lend to a company. So if you own a Disney bond, you're lending money to Disney. What is the difference? Stocks are riskier, but the more risk you take, the more money you're going to make. Bonds are more conservative. The more conservative you are, the less money you're going to make. So you want to balance between the two. And that's when you invest in retirement.
Okay. And I think it's true to say that, high school students especially don't think that this concerns them at this age. But we all know that the earlier they start. So what is the good age to start saving and what is the benefit of that?
When you're born. And I tell you, that this pandemic and this bear market is the best thing that could have happened to anybody investing who doesn't need the money right now because the stocks have become cheap. This is where we make millionaires. You make your money in the bear markets in two reasons. One, not getting scared out, and two, putting money in. The astute investors, the institutional investors are putting money to work every time the markets go down, where the retail investors actually pulling money out. So to give you an idea, if you were to put $6,000 into an account, and let's say you get 7% on the account, and you started at age 45 and you ended at age 65, that's 20 years. If you can't do that math, you shouldn't be investing. You have at the end of the 20 years, $245,000 roughly. If you start at age 35 to age 65, that's 30 years. There's 10 years difference. You end up with $566,000. And if you start at age 25 and ended at age 65, same return, 7%, that's 40 years of investing instead of the 20 that the first guy, you end up with $1.2 million.
Wow, they're gonna take notice with that. That number is amazing.
5 times what the other guy would make by just starting. So when you ask me, when is it a good time to get started? it's like planting a tree. The sooner you start, the greater it's going to be. If you want shade 10 years from now, plant the tree now. Don't plant it 10 years later because you aren't going to get any shade. So it's the same concept when you go to investing. And the main thing is also pay attention to when these markets go. Take a look at the 07 market or the 98 market. The market went down 19%. A year later, it was up 38%. So when the markets go down, stay invested, start early, and put money to work.
Wow, that's some great advice. It sounds like that you have so much more to share. And I know that, the decisions they make now, like you said, from birth, just give them the financial freedom when they get older. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I'd love to welcome you back to go through some more and detail, some of those plans in more detail. So I'd love you to do that. But thank you so much, Alfredo, for being our guest today.
Would love to do it. I wish somebody would have talked to me when I was in high school.
I know. We'll continue to do this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Claire.